Hi, welcome back. If you've been following along this series, up to now we've done strings 1 and 2. So on the first string, we've done the notes E, F, and G, and being able to read those from the staff. And then we did the second string, which were the notes B, C, D. So now we have 6 notes that we know. So it's time now to just make sure that we're comfortable reading those notes and be able to switch between notes on both those strings. As well as this, what I want to do is also just highlight some things about technique of actually playing the notes. And since we're now using 2 strings, the techniques of switching between the strings. So let's take a look now at this example. All right, so I'm just going to count 3 and then start playing. So 1, 2, 3. Repeat. Now, when you go from one string to another, what I was doing, I was using fingers 1 and 3 on the second string, and then because I was going to the first string on the same fret, I used the little finger there. So what that does, it allows you to hold that note right up to the last moment before switching. And then there's another technique on the right hand. What I've explained before about this technique is when you're playing these notes, this should be rest stroke. Rest stroke means that when you play the notes, play the note on a particular string and you land on the string next to it. So that's called rest stroke. When you play this line, at this point I'm going to be using this middle finger to play the first string. So when I play the first string, what that does, when I play the first string and land on the second, it damps the second string note. So instead of, I'll play it the other way, if I just use free stroke. So that way I've actually got 2 notes ringing. But if you play, I still have those fingers pressed down over here, so the strings could both vibrate together, but because I used this technique, the rest stroke, then that actually cancels out. After you play this, you play that note, and that damps the string. So that's a technique that you can use. All right, so the important thing here is being able to play legato that we mentioned in the last video, and be able to hold each note up to its full value, right up to the next note. So now let's take a look at Ode to Joy. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so at the end we had something a little bit different from what we've done before. So far we've done quarter notes, we've done half notes, and we did whole notes. But over here, if you notice this note here, it looks like a quarter note, but there's a dot that comes right after it. So that's called a dotted quarter note. And then another note over here is an 8th note. So far how we counted quarter notes is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we had to count 8th notes, there are 2 8th notes in a quarter note. So what you can do is you can go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In the case of this dotted note, whenever you add a dot to a note, what it does is it effectively extends that note by half of its value. If that quarter note is a count of 1, then it's going to extend its value by half of its value, so it becomes 1 1/2. Likewise, let's say we had a half note, then if we had a dot after the half note in 4/4 time will be 2 counts, right? So if you had a dot, then that would become 3 counts. So that's how that works. So how you count this is you can use that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So in this case, what you've got is you've got 1 and then that dot would count as the 2. And then this note over here would count as the and. So you would play this note on the 1 and this note on the and of 2, right? And then this note would be 3, 4. Here's how it goes. So it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You get that? What I'll do here is I'll count first the measure before, and then I'm just going to play this. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's the effect of this. And down here, just to confirm what you just heard, this is a dotted quarter note, and that is the same as a quarter note and an eighth note tied together. So you could actually write this over here, and it's the same meaning as that. So let's just go through that one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Very good. So this is the first and second string together. So once you've got some experience with that, we'll move on to the third string. And the third string, just to give you a little bit of a relief, we're only going to do 2 notes on the third string. So the third string is G, and then we'll do also A. So that will give us G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So we'll be able to play from the G up to that G right there. So that's coming up in the next video. Until then, remember, stay tuned, and we'll see you soon.